to find a wide receiver who wants to block like that. I mean, that's coaches notice that kind of stuff. That's why everybody in the country wants to sign this kid, because of effort just like that. You talk to the coaches around Warren Central. He's a leader on this football team. And when you see your leader, your star player, putting in the extra effort like that, blocking guys out of bounds at the receiver position, it really fires you up and really inspires everybody else to work harder. Love David Bell, what I've seen out of him tonight, not only in the pass game, but just his demeanor and his attitude.
Well, he did that blocking right in front of a bunch of Purdue coaches. Remember, he's undecided. Purdue, one of his final 5 teams. There are those guys right there keeping a watchful eye. So if you're going to do some blocking, they know he can catch. What can you do besides that? Well, those guys got a first-hand look at it.
I wonder if he knew that they were standing right there, and he gave it a little extra oomph there on the end of that block. I love, got to love the awareness right there out of David Bell.
Jeff Brom and his staff watching. Of course, a dead period, so they can't communicate with these guys, but they can sure let them know they're here watching. Purdue with a great season, first year under Coach Brom, who played here. He was just a phenomenal quarterback. He and his brothers, all a big part of this program. Matter of fact, his brother Brian was on the cover of Sports Illustrated back in 2003. A lot of people don't know about Jeff, but he's also an outstanding baseball player. So we had quite the eventful first half of football here in Louisville, Kentucky at Trinity Catholic High School. It's a 28-21 ball game. Trinity led 21-0. Warren Central, though, not going to be denied. They cut it to 7 at the break. Our halftime activities coming up. It's a 28-21 ball game.
Crab Fest is back.
9th year. ESPN has brought you some of the finest teams and finest players in high school football to kick off the season. There are 10 games coming your way over the next couple of days, and we have a good one that gets everything started. 28-21 our score at halftime. Trinity Catholic, 2-time defending state champs here in the Kentucky State, and Warren Central out of Indiana, hoping that this is the year that they can get back to a state championship. Their last win in a state championship game was 2013. Dave Neal, Barrett Jones, and man, 21-0. Trinity Catholic comes out and just blows the doors off of the Warriors after losing their opening game last weekend. But Warren Central hung in there. There's a reason. These are 2 good football teams.
They absolutely are. 2 well-coached teams. Impressed with Warren Central, their grit to stay in this football game. But the big story tonight has been the stars of this game. The stars have been absolutely on display. We wanted to show, and we have seen a show. First, Stephen Herron Jr. made a huge impact in special teams early in this football game, almost blocking that field goal, certainly affecting. Then he did get the next one when he blocked a punt. It was returned for a touchdown. This guy was untouchable the first half, got a ton of pressure, used a lot of different moves. Right here he had a sequence where he actually forced fumbles on back-to-back plays. Very, very impressive stuff. Would not surprise me at all if they make a lot of adjustments at halftime, figure out a way to get another guy on him, possibly a chip or a running back. Got to get help on Stephen Herron. On the other side, you got David Bell, the star for Warren Central. He's done a little bit of everything in this game. We talked about in the open the athleticism this guy has when he gets the football in his hands. That's exactly what they did with him, getting the ball in his hands right here. You see him tightrope down the sideline, make a nice cut back inside for a big touchdown to bring it within 7. But this guy's done a little bit of everything, including this block right here, right by the Purdue coaching staff to set up Romere Elliott's last touchdown. He's also plays defense. Watch this shed right here, tackle. I mean, this guy does everything. Love his attitude and effort. I almost feel like Warren Central is feeding off this guy and the passion and emotion that he shows.
Well, you look at the Star Watch, and certainly Stephen Herron has had an impact in the game. David Bell has had a huge impact. Herron going to Stanford, the #2 recruit in the state of Kentucky. Meanwhile, David Bell, the #2 recruit in the state of Indiana. He is undecided. 5 Big Ten teams are on his list right now, including Purdue. We saw Jeff Brom down there. Jeff Brom, by the way, went to Trinity Catholic High School back in the day, standing on the Warren Central side, watching David Bell. Of course, it's all about recruiting these days.
No doubt.
But, you know, as a player, you've been in these situations. You know those guys. Do you know who's in the building when you're playing a game?
Absolutely. Yeah. You absolutely know. You look around before the game, somebody might whisper to you, say, hey, we got this and this coach here. You know, there's definitely, if you're a competitor, like I know David Bell is, there's a party that wants to put on a little extra show, and it would not surprise me at all if he knew where Jeff Brom was standing on that play and intentionally blocked those guys right over to Jeff Brom just to show him, hey, you want me on your football team because I'm willing to do the little things it takes to be great.
Well, he certainly had an outstanding first half, a big part of the comeback, but 28-21, Trinity Catholic out in front. These two teams played a thriller a year ago at Warren Central. They come here to Trinity Catholic, two powerhouses in their respective states. This Trinity Catholic team back-to-back state champs. Stephen Herron Jr., who's committed to Stanford, initially committed to Michigan, flipped it over to Stanford, and you know that David Shaw happy to have this young man.
No doubt. He's an outstanding student, will be a great fit at Stanford. He's really put on a show here tonight. I know Stanford and David Shaw are probably salivating as they're tuning into this game over there on the West Coast. They're probably thinking they can't wait to get this guy on campus.
Well, first half stats had a little bit of everything. You see the passing yards for Warren Central, 156 to 121. Rushing yards, the Shamrocks lead the way there. And, you know, you always felt like there was a big play right around the corner.
Right.
I think a big question now for Trinity Catholic is what are they going to do with the running back situation? Already lost Jeremiah Smith, then Luke McGuire went out late. McGuire on crutches on the Trinity Catholic sidelines. Second half is underway. This kick caught by Winton Johnson. And Winton out over the 30 to the 35 and bouncing around like a pinball. And finally dropped after a 27-yard return.
Yeah, I'm always interested to see. This is where the difference between good and great teams are the adjustments they make at halftime. Let's see what each of these coaches have kind of drawn up in the locker room. I would not surprise me if many of the adjustments were centered around the star players we just referenced. Probably Stephen Herron wouldn't surprise me if they bring another guy on him, and David Bell if they constantly keep a safety over top of him. As you see right here, McGuire on crutches, not a great sign. And you just hope he's okay, nothing too long term.
So Carter Martin, the junior, gets the handoff, and looks like this will be his show for the second half. Picks up 3. Second down coming up. Carter Martin, 5'10", 165-pound junior. Boy, Jutz lost the football, got it back. The Warrior defensive front all over Seth Jutz, the quarterback. A loss of 8.
Yeah, watch Caleb Thompson right here. Just come right up the middle, right in Jutz's face, and almost forces a fumble as well. A great job disrupting in the backfield. When you're a nose guard, that's what you're taught to do. You got to find a way to disrupt the flow of the backfield. That's exactly what happened on that play.
Jutz, pressure comes, and he gets clobbered. Pass is complete around the 45-yard line. Jutz pops up. Ryan Miller with another big catch, a gain of 16, and that'll be good enough for a first down.
What a play by Jutz right here, standing in, getting absolutely hammered right here, and just stands in there, finds his man, gets hit from the top and the bottom right here. That's an ugly hit. A great job by Jutz to stay in the pocket, find his man on third down.
Carter Martin cuts it back, picks up 5 to midfield. Trinity Catholic going up-tempo, a team that's got a brutal schedule again this year. Boy, Martin and Jutz couldn't get together on the handoff, and no gain on the play. But this Trinity Catholic team, next game, Cincinnati Moeller. Then they go and take on again another team from out of state, Naperville out of Illinois, and then it's Mayo High School from right here in Louisville. Those are next 3 games. I mean, this is a tough, tough deal. They're not afraid to play anybody anywhere.
They're not. And that's, you know, these, if you want to be nationally ranked, you got to go out there and schedule a bunch of nationally ranked teams.
Judge throws on the run. Pass is caught. Liam Gray breaks a tackle down the sideline. That'll be a touchdown for the Shamrocks, 49 yards. Another missed tackle by Warren Central allows the Shamrocks to put 6 more on the board.
And what a statement by Trinity. Warren Central made their statement at the end of the first half. Trinity came back and seizes all the early momentum in the second half of this football game. You get the feeling there's a lot of scoring ahead, but it has been some sloppy tackling tonight from Warren Central that have led to big plays. Already 5 missed tackles up to this point in the game.
Oh, and that one was a costly missed tackle.
It was.
Good job on that hold by Nick Wagner on a high snap, but a flag is down.
Don't underestimate the importance of these extra points in a game like this. That was the difference last year, was 1 point in that 42-41 battle. So every point matters in a matchup like this.
Boy, Jutz, by the way, is now 11 of 13, 186 and 3 touchdowns.
Ooh. Putting on a show, and I bet he hasn't thrown a pass more than 10 yards downfield.
Personal foul on the defense. The enforcement is half the distance to the goal and repeat the try.
I wonder if that wasn't a leaping violation in the middle of that line.
Could have been.
Came from the back judge.
See a difference in the rules there. That could have been enforced on the kickoff in college. I think they've got 12 men on the field here for Warren Central.
And they do. I mean, they keep inching this closer and closer. You might want to think about going for 2, right?
Yeah, at some point.
Well, Jason West can't believe what's happening right now. Got some momentum right before halftime and then gives up an opening touchdown on this first possession of the third quarter. Everything works for the Shamrocks. 35-21, Trinity out in front. Missed tackles will hurt you at any level. Liam Gray, 49 yards. Oh, yes, cannot wait. Next weekend, it gets started for real.
Whew. I got my blood boiling right there. That's awesome.
35-21, 9:52 to play third quarter. Trinity Catholic out in front of Warren Central. Two of the best in their respective states going at it. Short kick down to around the 15-yard line. And so the Warriors will have it around the 33. Return by Allen. Warren Central certainly got hot offensively. Their last 3 drives, just 11 plays, 123 yards, and 3 touchdowns. 3 touchdowns to 11 plays.
It's pretty strong. You see the big play capability right there of this offense, obviously led by some big plays from David Bell. They got to keep scoring. The way this Trinity offense is moving the football, they got to keep the pedal down because there's going to be a lot more points put up in this football game, most likely.
So George will go under center. Ramir Elliott. Look at the little guy. 5'7", 190 pounds.
I absolutely love this guy as a football player. I mean, this guy, the coaches just rave about him, and you see why right here. Stays low to the ground, turns a 2-yard gain into a 10-yard gain, just churning those legs. Big, powerful lower body, able to lunge forward, drag a few defenders with him. Southern Illinois, I think, is getting a really good back. Kind of reminds me of a little bit shorter Devontae Freeman type guy.
Well, you know, he loves to watch clips of Barry Sanders. Don't know if he's quite as quick.
Yeah.
the choppy steps that Barry used to present, but certainly a diminutive running back that has a bunch of skills. Over the middle, and that one is picked off. Trinity Catholic with the interception. Still on his feet, down the sidelines. Figure. A flag is down around the 43.
Stepped out of bounds and a flag is down. Not going to be a touchdown, but an outstanding defensive play right there by Kyle Figure.
You see this a lot in high school football, and you see it now in college too, but on returns, possession changes like that, sometimes you cannot smash a defensive player.
No.
You have to hit him with your hands extended.
Right.
So
Personal foul on the return team. The foul occurred after a good change of possession. Trinity football on a first down.
So we'll take a look and see if that wasn't the case.
First, let's take a look here at the interception. Say Jaden George makes a pretty risky throw across the middle, a little bit behind his receiver. Off the hands. There's the personal. Ooh. I think the personal foul might have been out of that picture right there, more in the middle of the football field. We missed it, but nevertheless, Trinity has the football.
27-yard line. Here's the junior, Martin. Just a yard. Well, they really try to sell the stutter step, the ball fakes
they do.
At Trinity Catholic.
Well, the reason is the best play tonight in the run game has been the counter play, where you pull the guard and the center, two pullers coming around the edge. And when you do that, the guard and the tackle. And when you do that, you have to have time to set up those blockers. And so a lot of times you mix in a little stutter step to make sure your running back is patient enough to hit that hole.
Oh, they sell everything.
They do.
Straight handoff here to Martin. No stutter step there, and he's out to the 35. Gain of 6.
That's probably the thing that has impressed me the most about this Trinity football team has been their attention to detail. You see the attention to detail in everything they do, every stutter step, every formation shift, every alignment. Highly executing football team out there tonight.
Yeah.
It's reflected on the scoreboard.
Jutz has been one of the best ball handlers I've seen at the high school level in a while. Really
agreed.
Sells his play fakes.
He does.
Out of the pistol formation. He will throw it. Pass is caught. Winton Johnson on a 3rd down and about 3. He got 3. Let's see if it's enough to move the chains. And it will be.
I think it is.
And it looks like an injured Ryan Miller. He might be cramped. The way he's grabbing the back of his calf makes you think it might be a cramping situation.
I remember Ryan Miller had that big receiving touchdown earlier tonight, but you know that's been a big story in this football game. That's now 8 for 9 for Trinity on 3rd down in this football game, including a touchdown in the last possession. So they've been outstanding on 3rd down. 8 for 9. Those are numbers that any coach in America would take at any level. That's an outstanding job of executing, and the reason they've been so effective is because they've stayed on schedule. They've stayed in 3rd and manageable situations with lots of 3rd and shorts.
On 1st down, they will run it with Carter Martin. He only gets a yard. Good look at Bob Beatty, the head coach at Trinity a moment ago. 2011 National Coach of the Year. This time Martin trying to work the right side. Again, earlier this week on Wednesday, Coach Beatty inducted into the Kentucky Sports Hall of Fame.
Yeah, and frankly, we're getting a little glimpse of why. You know, I mean, you see the way his guys come out here and execute. And, you know, the funny thing Coach Beatty told us is they haven't had a ton of D1 stars. You know, that's not really their MO here. They have a lot of guys who understand assignment football and come out here and execute.
A nice play fake. Throw back, and the catch is made by Kalen Rapulia. That's into Warrior territory. Gain of 10, and that'll move the chains.
Another 3rd down conversion. That's now 9 for 10 for Trinity on the game, and a nice throw. Getting up in your tall tight end where only he can make a play on it. Great catch right there by Reculia.
Dropped at the 46-yard line after a gain of 2. Trinity Catholic lost one of the best receivers in the state last year, and really in the Midwest, in Rondale Moore, who's now at Purdue, has a chance to actually start at Purdue. Set a school record with 109 receptions last year, almost 1,500 yards, 16 touchdowns, also rushed for over 500 yards. You lose a guy like that, it's a big hole to fill, but they seem to be using multiple players to try to get that accomplished.
Yeah, very balanced approach here tonight. A lot of different guys getting it done.
Trying to set up a little receiver screen, and it works. Jacob McCarthy, he breaks free. Another touchdown for the Shamrocks. 46 yards on this one. Four touchdown passes by Seth Jutz.
Another short touchdown pass by Jutz. This time it's McCarthy. Gets out of an early tackle. And a lot of good blocking down the field right there. See some guys giving up their body for the good of the team right there. Number 9, Wenton Johnson, had a great block. A great block where he kind of got laid out, to be honest, but he gave up his body, blocked a big D lineman, and enabled his guy to score a touchdown.
One after is blocked. 41-21 now. 5:34 to go in the third quarter. Seth Jutz, the junior quarterback, 4 touchdowns. Hadn't thrown many over 10 yards. His receivers doing a lot of the work. Seth Jutz having a heck of a game. 14 of 16 and 4 touchdowns.
14 of 16. You got to love that accuracy. What I love about his game, he's done a great job of taking what the defense gave him. This was really his only pass all night downfield. The rest of them have been short passes. He's executing at a high level, and he's letting his receivers do the rest. Breaking a lot of tackles tonight. 246 yards and 4 touchdowns. I'd say this guy's getting it done tonight. A great game right here from Seth Jutz. And that's what you love about football. Here's a kid who, frankly, the coaching staff told us that he was a little green. They weren't sure what they had at quarterback this year. And here's Jutz on national TV having his night and shining. A big night for Seth Jutz. And we're still just in the third quarter.
Kick taken by Allen, and he is wrestled down around the 28-yard line. 10-yard return, and we'll see what Warren Central comes up with offensively here. George at quarterback for the Warriors, 9 of 18, 156, 3 TDs, and the last possession was picked off. His dad, Jeff George, in the stands. His brother, Jeff George Jr., was a quarterback at Warren Central.
Had a sloppy start to this game, but he's really settled down here in that second quarter, those 3 drives. And I like what the coaching staff has done with him. They've gotten him some underneath stuff, got him in a better rhythm. The interception was kind of just a bad break. Let's see if he can pick up where he left off. They're going to need some big plays out of him to get back into this football game.
Elliott. Romere run out of bounds. He'll actually spot him back at the 44-yard line.
That's the bread and butter of this offense right here, is the zone play right behind big number 75, Justin Britt. We talked about him a little bit in the open. An Iowa commit, a big mauler, a physical guy who loves to finish. Has had a little bit of trouble tonight in pass protection against Stephen Herron, but a nice job there sealing the edge.
Projected out as a guard at the next level, ranked as the 25th best guard in the country is Britt. This pass is caught around the 47-yard line, a gain of 4 by Brown. But, Britt was offered by Louisville, Michigan State, Missouri, Vandy, Purdue, but is going to Iowa, where they have also locked up a couple of 4-star tackles to go along with Britt.
Yeah, they always have one of the best O-lines in the country over there at Iowa. Kirk Ferentz does a fantastic job of kind of envisioning what offensive linemen are capable of.
Boy, Elliott, nice run. Still on his feet. Inside the 30, down to the 28. This guy's something else. Boy, Southern Illinois is getting a heck of a player in Romir Elliott.
They sure are. I'm telling you, this kid is very special. Wouldn't surprise me if we see this kid get some national attention after this football game. He's a great player. Really love the way he runs the football.
12 catches, 91 yards for Elliott. He'll take a breather for a moment.
Hasn't taken any. He's been in almost every snap.
Pharrell Wiley comes in at running back. They're trying to get their formation set. Play clock is a run out.
That'll drive a coach crazy right there.
Timeout, Warren Central.
So they got the timeout, even though the flag was thrown. It's a 4:08 to go in the third quarter. Warren Central and Jason West trying to figure it out here on the road.
Where will your dreams take you? Wherever you want to go.
The address is Williamsport.
Don't doubt it or run from it. Try towards it. Chase it. Till you wake up one.
Class rankings just updated a couple days ago. Texas A&M has jumped up the board to the best right now, 25 commits. Of course, these are all verbal commits. Nobody signs until at the earliest December, and then of course the main signing days in February. But Alabama, Georgia, Oklahoma, Clemson, Oregon having a great run of it. Ohio State hanging in there as well. So on first down, Jaden George barking out signals. They'll play fake it, going over the middle. And this one just off the fingertips of DeMarcus Brown. But it's early, but still you can kind of get an idea of what's going on in the world of college football by those latest top 10 rankings.
Oh, you absolutely can. You know, I think a lot of people love to say recruiting doesn't matter, and they point to specific examples of guys who were lowly recruited, who turn out to be stars, and that absolutely does happen. But the fact is, the last 4 national champions have had a top 5 recruiting class the year before they won a national championship. So recruiting does matter.
Here's Elliott, breaks free. Touchdown, Warriors, 28 yards. And Romir over 100 yards again for the second consecutive game.
Romir Elliott is continuing to make his case. An outstanding cut right there. That's what you love to see in a running back in the zone scheme right here. Putting his right foot in the ground, cutting the ball upfield. A one-cut running back. That's what his coach Jason West told me before the game. Said this guy's small, but he doesn't dance around. He finds his hole, he gets north and south, and he makes plays with a football in his hands. And that's exactly what he did right there. An outstanding play and an outstanding player. We take another look at what I'm talking about right here. Bursts through that hole, gets in the end zone for the second time tonight.
So let me ask you this. Here's a national stage, national TV.
Yep.
Tape's going to be out there. A lot of people watching.
So.
It's a verbal commit situation. Nothing's guaranteed. Nothing's in writing. Is he the kind of guy that maybe from here on out is perceived as a different type of player?
You know, it would not surprise me at all. I think, the stigma around a tiny running back is not what it used to be. Because this guy is pretty small. I mean, we talked about it. Possibly he's listed at 5'9", 5'6", or 5'7" is probably a little more accurate. But a lot of coaches like that type of guy. They like a guy who can kind of hide behind the line, particularly a guy like Elliott who is can catch the ball well, has a good burst upfield, has good quickness. I'm telling you, I really, really like his game. I think he's really impressed me tonight, and wouldn't surprise me if he gets some national looks.
13 carries, 119 yards and a touchdown. Also 3 catches, 37 yards and a touchdown. Another squib kick. This one taken by Ryan Miller, and he is dropped around the 33-yard line. Saturday, September 1st. A week from tomorrow, college football is back on ABC. 6th-ranked Washington takes on 9th-ranked Auburn from Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta at 3:30 Eastern Time. And then at 8 o'clock Eastern, How about the Cardinals of Louisville taking on #1 ranked Alabama in the Camping World kickoff game from Orlando. As always, both games also streaming live on the ESPN app, so you can watch basically anywhere you want.
That Auburn-Washington game, I think, is going to be an outstanding football game right there. That's going to have big implications at the end of the year when we come back and look at the playoff picture. I can't wait to watch that football game.
So, you played at Alabama, a little bit removed from it, but still, nonetheless, let me ask you this. As a Bama fan, Tua or Jalen at quarterback? Let me go ahead and just bring you right into that.
As a Bama fan, I probably wouldn't answer, but as an analyst, I have to answer.
Right.
And I'm just going to tell you, if it were me, I would start Tua. I think it's, to me, the difference, as we see a carry here off the left side, the difference is the way the response of the team when they put Tua in that game in the second half. To me, the team's faces lit up. The effort, the energy was different. The team was excited. The offense had a whole new element to it. I think that's why Tua will be the guy, but we'll see.
Handoff off the right side goes to Carter Martin. Again, the top two tailbacks for Trinity Catholic, Jeremiah Smith and Luke McGuire, out of this game with injuries. So the third man up is 26th, 165-pound junior Carter Martin. There they are, number 5 and number 23. I liked what I saw out of Jeremiah Smith in the limited time. He only played the first quarter.
That's another great thing about football is you never know when it's your day. Carter Martin probably was not showing up to the stadium today thinking he was going to get double-digit carries, but here we are.
Catch is made by Liam Gray. Gain of 9. Gray has a touchdown catch today. Miller has a touchdown catch today. McCarthy with a touchdown catch today. And Jeremiah Smith with a touchdown catch. They'll run it here with Martin. On 2nd and short, he'll pick up the first down. Yeah, Martin's probably over there thinking, I'm going to watch a really good game today. And now he's right in the middle of it.
Right in the middle of it. You got to love that. And, there's been a lot of great stories of guys who have kind of been found and had great seasons when they weren't expecting it, had to come in the middle of a game, turned into stars. So it's all about seizing your opportunity.
Jeff Brom, the head coach of Purdue, played at Trinity Catholic, is still here. Of course, he went on to play at the University of Louisville. Had a solid career there, but also while he was at Louisville, also played professional baseball, was in the Cleveland Indians minor league system. That one is knocked down and incomplete. They're going to blow that dead. Warren Central thought that might have been a lateral.
Long run for the referee to go retrieve the ball. I don't think that one was a lateral. Good anticipation right there. Trinity has really controlled the clock seemingly in this game, up 19-13 in time possession, but particularly in the second half. They've had the ball for a lot. You see there on the screen a big reason why 10 of 11 on third downs. You're going to win a lot of football games when you're 10 of 11 on third down conversions.
Jutz down to the 35-yard line, picks up 4.
.35-yard line, kind of a, well, not really a tweener zone, I guess, in high school. It would be a 51-yard trap. They're going to keep the offense on the field. Got to get a stop here if you're Warren Central. Big point in this football game. If you want to stay in it, you got to find a way to get a stop.
Boy, this defense by Warren Central has been on the field a bunch.
They have.
Incomplete.
Another screen. It had it set up right there on the right side.
It didn't look like Nick Wagner was ready for the pass.
No, he didn't. It was not on the same page right there with the coaching staff. And that's kind of the risk you take when you have it signaled in. I know they wanted to go with tempo, but Nick Wagner looked like he was not ready, kind of didn't step into that ball. A lot of hands-up motions on the sideline. And I know Bob Beatty will be frustrated about that when you don't see that much from his guys when they're not on the same page. He said he prides himself in having these guys execute at a high level, having everybody on the field know exactly where they're supposed to be. So an opportunity here for Warren Central. Only down a couple of scores to get back in this football game.
Here's Ramir Elliott. Breaks another couple of tackles. Another big gainer out over the 45 to the 47. 13 yards on that carry. Gunnar Maddox making the stop.
He lost the shoe, though. That's the only thing that could take Ramir Elliott out of this game. He has been the story tonight on offense. As good as David Bell's been, Ramir Elliott has been the star for the Warriors tonight.
That pass is caught. Another first down for the Warriors. Montrez Stanley making the catch. They'll spot it at the 38. That's 15 yards. Blake Ruffin making the tackle for the Shamrocks. This secondary gave up a couple of big plays on the back end last weekend. Played well against the run. Pickup of 2 there. That is the end of the third quarter. Some fireworks offensively. 41-28 our score. Trinity Catholic, two-time defending state champs, breaking some tackles, picking up some yards. Back to Louisville after this.
Here's your Buick, sir.